Join me for this beginner's stretch workout to help improve the flexibility of all of the major muscles in your body. The only thing that you need is access to a wall as well as a chair with a back to it. All right, let's go get started. Hello there and welcome. I'm PJ from fitnesswithpj.com as well as over50fitness.co. That is right. I'm in two places. If you're watching this on YouTube, click that subscribe button so we can keep sending workouts your way. And if you're enjoying this ads-free on the Over 50 Fitness app, head to the private community after this and let me know what you thought of the stretch session. All right, I am going to assume that you are already warmed up because that is the best time to stretch a muscle when it's warm. So if you're not, do me a favor, push pause and go walk around for a bit, go clean the house, vacuum, I don't know, do something that's going to warm you up a bit and then come and join me. All right, starting with our wall, right side facing the wall, take that right leg or outside leg, pardon me, your left, step it behind and then the right leg goes in front slightly. Push the hip away from the wall, left arm reaches up and over, stretching into this whole left side of the body. So keep holding. This is what you want to look like. Actually, I'll use the chair here. All right. Almost sort of creating this banana shape with our body, as mentioned, to get a stretch into the side body and into the QL muscle, which tends to be tight in a lot of us, causing a lot of low back havoc. So breathe into it. With any of these stretches, I want you to hold it until just you feel the edge. So each stretch will be different and unique to you. You may not even want to hold it that deep. You may want to keep it a little gentle. I want you to listen to your body, do what's going to feel best for you and make you feel better by the end of this. 2 more breaths. Keep this arm right over the ear as well. And you're holding onto the wall with this top hand. And release. Still at the wall, now take that inside arm, the right arm, elbow at shoulder height, step forward with the inside leg, lean forward and look over that left shoulder. Now feeling a wonderful stretch in the right shoulder and pec. So your bum is going to push back a little bit, so we're leaning forward with that upper body, not overarching the low spine. And then from there, we lead with the chin and look over that outside shoulder. And again, finding your edge. None of the stretches should be painful. There shouldn't be any sharp pain. And it shouldn't be held so tight that you're holding your breath. All of these are indications you're holding it too tight. The muscle, the joint is not ready for that. And you can't force it. Just like you can't force a toddler to eat food they don't want to eat. Or a picky German shepherd that won't eat the food that you give it. You can't force your body. And release. All right, let's take the other side. So we want this left leg now, all right, to be in front while we step back with that back leg. Now push the hip away, reach that right arm up and over and grab onto your wall with that arm. So that arm is right on top of the head and ear. While we push the hip away from the wall, stretching now the right side body. Right QL, just focusing on the breath. One thing is important to note with your breath, you can really relax a muscle by lengthening your breath. Short, rapid movements are going to tense the muscle. Long inhales and exhales will help release and relax it. It also helps you get into your present, get into your body right here. That's why yoga is very mind-body. You're focusing on your breath, what's happening to you on the mat at that moment, not what happened before the mat or what's going to happen after the mat. So I want you to focus on that today, your breath. And release. Left arm, elbow lined up with the shoulder. The whole forearms from elbow up to hand is on your wall. Step forward with the leg, lean forward, and now look over that right shoulder. And you may feel a completely different sensation on each side of the body. That's totally fine, and in fact somewhat normal. We tend to be tighter in certain areas on one side. So now when we work out, when we stretch, when we practice, it enables us to help work out those imbalances. And 2 more breaths. And release. Either holding onto the back of your chair or staying at the wall, whatever works best for you. Feet hip width. Step back with the left foot and then lunge forward until you feel that stretch in your lower leg. So your back leg is straight, pressing the knee behind you. Your toe and your heel are in a straight line, so take a peek. Make sure that you aren't toed out. Your tip of your head, hip bone, and back heel are on a bit of a diagonal, so we don't have the upper body upright like this. You'll get actually a better stretch by leaning forward slightly. I like to lean into my chair like so. All right, breathe into this lower leg here. Two more breaths. Now let's slide this leg in a half a step. Keeping the heels on the ground, bend both knees and push your bum rearward slightly, creating a different sensation into that calf. So we're still hitting this calf. Now we're hitting a different muscle deeper into the calf called your soleus muscle. And we need to have a bent knee to hit that. Now this also helps too with mobility of the ankle, which can really limit a squat pattern. If you've been in my workouts in the past, you know sometimes we work on this ankle mobility to help improve your squat pattern. This is another way of doing it. So your knee is most likely going to go past your toe. That is totally fine. It's your bum sitting rearward and that heel staying on the ground that's important. And release. All right, feet hip width apart. Step back with the right leg now. Heel on the ground, lunge into it. Again, you can hold onto a wall, your chair, come down on the forearms a bit like I am. But we want that back leg straight and the foot and heel in one line. If you're prone to shin splints, this is a really good stretch for you. It's your body telling you that we need to work the muscle on the front of your shin. Yes, believe it or not, you have a muscle there. It may not feel like it when you whack your calf, but you do. It means you need to work on those muscles while we stretch the back, the calf here. 2 more breaths. All right, let's step this back leg in. Bend both knees, push your bum back. I can go much deeper on this side. My toe, I don't even see my toe whatsoever, but I'm still able to keep that heel on the ground. And you may be the same as me. It could be due to leg imbalance, muscle imbalance, previous injury. That's what it is for me. I broke this foot when I was a kid, so ever since then I've been somewhat limited with my ankle mobility. My sister was doubling me on her bicycle and I got my foot caught in the spokes and she kept on biking. I think I was 5 at the time and she completely broke my ankle, I think in 3 or 4 different places. And she got in a lot of trouble and release up. She didn't do it on purpose though. Actually, I don't know, I was 5, maybe she did. Here we go. Now, thumbs pointed up, arms straight, heels underneath the hips, drop your body through. We want to lengthen through the side of the body, arms, back of your legs. I probably deserved it. I've been a little mouthpiece since birth. Now keep those thumbs pointed up though. That's going to give us that stretch in your lats, which can be tight, and these are big muscles down the sides of the back. Now push your tailbone up towards the ceiling. So we're trying to create a little bit of curve in that lower lumbar, the way it normally is when you're standing. So we're not rounding the back, turning into a bit of a hunchback. Instead we're trying to do the opposite. And now see if you can let your chest drop closer down to your floor, getting some extension in the T-spine while we do that. 2 more breaths. And release. Placing your foot on top of the chair now, working into the hamstring. Press your hips rear, hinge forward, feel that stretch in the back of your thigh. And then you can place the hand either on top of the thigh or the calf, but not right on the knee joint. And your gaze is just ahead of the toe there, not allowing that head to drop, remembering that spinal alignment, pushing the hips rear, and then deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Other leg. Once again, we get that hip hinge, really hinge forward, feeling that wonderful stretch in the hamstring without any shaking, keeping the leg fairly straight, and the spine stacked and aligned. And deep breath in through the nose. Exhale. And release. Sitting on the side, let's do the right leg. So the right leg is on, left leg you're going to walk it behind you. So this is a really good way to get the hip flexor if you find kneeling uncomfortable for the knees. So from this position, you want to be upright, so your back, shoulder, and hip are aligned, and then you can sort of walk this leg behind you a bit more. Hold on to your chair, inhale that left arm straight up, exhale and lean towards the back of the chair. Getting into your psoas group, as well as into the abdominals and side body. And 2 more breaths. And release. All right, so other leg now. So now we've got that left leg on the bench. Step the other leg behind you. So shoulder and hip aligned, and then from here you can wiggle the leg further back as you need. Inhale that right arm straight up. Exhale and lean away, stretching now into the psoas of this right side, as well as the side of the body, abdominals, TFL muscle. And 2 more breaths. And release. Sitting right onto your chair. Right leg crosses over the other one. And then you want this heel and knee lined up, all right? Now sit up nice and tall. Use that front shin. Pull yourself forward until you get the stretch that you need for that right side hip and glute. Really nice, easy way to stretch the piriformis muscle, a hip rotator that can be tight in a lot of us and cause everything from sciatica, low back pain, glute pain, basically just a pain in the ass. And as you hold a stretch, you may feel that tightness subside a bit, at which point if you feel you want to, I encourage you to take it a bit deeper. And chest is upright. Now take this knee and bring it across the body with the opposite arm, other hand behind you to help push yourself up, and twist and look over this right shoulder while we pull that right knee into the opposite shoulder, getting more into the glute now. So less out of your hip rotators and more into the general glute muscle. And then if you add that rotation, we get it into the neck as well, into the spine. And release. Let's take the other side. So ankle on top, not the side of the foot. I don't want to stretch the tendons in the sides of your ankle. We actually want to keep those tight so you don't twist your ankle. So it's more your side of the lower leg there. Sit up nice and tall. This ankle and knee align. Pull yourself forward. And maybe this side's tighter on you, like it is with me. And again, just focus on that breath, okay? You want it nice, deep, slow. Inhalation, exhalation. And upper body upright. Pull this knee in towards your right shoulder now. Other hand comes behind to push yourself up, and now look over that shoulder. So feel a stretch into that left glute while we look over the left shoulder, maybe getting into a bit into the neck. Slowly release. Beautiful. Right hand behind. Ear to shoulder here, chin is centered, finding a stretch into the lateral neck. If you want it a bit deeper, take this hand and just gently pull the ear to the shoulder a bit more. If you're doing this in real time, this video, just a heads up, head to my website after this to sign yourself up for the free fitness challenge I have happening in September. If you're part of the Over 50 Fitness community, though, or Patreon, there's no need to. I already got you signed up. But if you're not part of those communities, get your name down. It's going to be a ton of fun. Release. Other hand behind, ear to shoulders. Let's start there first before you start pulling on the head. And again, chin is centered. And then if you find you want a little deeper stretch, being very careful, though. You don't want to go too hard on this. And back to center. Sitting on the very edge, legs apart, drop everything down. If you can, hands down to the floor, let the head just drop. Legs are wide, you might feel a bit of a stretch in the inner thigh. We're also releasing into the low and upper back. 2 more breaths. And hands on the thighs. Use your arms to press yourself up vertebrae by vertebrae. The chin, the final piece to peel up and off the chest. And there you go. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Drop a comment down below. I'd love to know what you thought of it. And hey, if you aren't a part of the Patreon or Over 50 Fitness community and you would like to join them, their info's down below. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Bye.